Call the meeting to order with the pledge to the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Be seated. Roll call.
Member Anderson.
Here.
Vice President Gibson.
Here.
Member Greco.
Here.
Member Swallow.
Here.
President Sweeto.
Here. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes for June and July 1st?
Make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to pay the town bills, water and sewer?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the fund and appropriation reports?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Correspondence?
Okay. I just wanted to let the council know that I have a conference, August 10th to August 14th. It's State Board of Accounts School and the ILMCT conference. I have a pamphlet here. If you'd like to look at it, you're more than welcome to. And also, I gave each one of you a copy of the letter from Reith Riley. It is just showing that they have to amend their rates, their price list. They are raising their prices. For the Gary plant, for the commercial baser binder, the price per ton went from $60.50 to $67.25. And it is the same for the Valpo plant. So I would just need to get this approved and then have the town council president sign it.
Do we need a motion?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, and that's all I have.
I do have one question about
Sure.
the school. Did you say we were going to have to change the meeting or no? Because you wouldn't be
Yes,
there.
to August 6th.
So are we going to do that tonight or have we already done
She's
that?
already advertised.
I've already
it,
advertised
okay.
it, because- yeah.
So
Okay,
just make a note, it'll be August 6th.
okay,
Mhm. It was in the Times and the Post.
okay.
There's no ordinance, no resolutions. Department, police.
For the month of June, we wrote a total of 221 citations, 67 of which was local ordinances. We towed 67 vehicles. We had 21 drug-related arrests, 9 weapon offenses. As far as the fleet, we continue to experience ongoing mechanical issues across the entire fleet. The recurring patterns include vehicles being returned. So basically, we're taking cars to the shop to get fixed. They're fixing it, and then either another vehicle has the exact same problem or that vehicle goes back to the shop with the same problem. We got a vehicle in the shop now. It wouldn't start, it was dead. They said it was the fuel pump. We got it fixed, brought it back. It's the exact same thing. He's had it now for about a week. He left a voicemail today saying he don't know what the problem is. So this situation is significantly impacting operational reliability and officer safety. A long-term fleet strategy may need to be discussed in the future. As far as community engagement, our Independence Day celebration was tremendous success. We raised over $2,500 in donations from local businesses prior to it, including 100 free hot dogs from Georgia Gyros. Social media feedback from the residents have been overwhelmingly positive. They are expressing gratitude for such an event, and they are suggesting and requesting that the next event be a back to school initiative, so I'm going to start exploring that option. I want to recognize a couple of officers here for their performance. The first would be Officer Riley Arbonitis. Officer Arbonitis came to us in March, and since he's been here, he's done an exceptional job. He stayed busy. He's getting several guns off the streets. He's getting a lot of drugs off the streets. He's just really taking a lot of pride in working here. So we want to give him
Meet Riley.
So this is an outstanding service award presented to Officer Randy Arvanitis in recognition of your dedicated service and exceptional job performance, your commitment to duty, professionalism, and consistent contribution to the mission of the New Chicago Police Department reflect great credit upon yourself and the agency. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
The next one, I'm gonna ask the station officers to come up. I'm gonna ask the Detective Revere to come up. As you guys are aware, every year we participate in the Lake Station Independence Day Parade. But on this parade, we had a drunk driver that broke the parade barricade and proceeded through the procession in the wrong direction. This guy almost ran over several spectators, including a bunch of small children. Officer Revere was in the parade. He also had his family in the car. He selflessly put himself and his family at risk. He boxed the person in, got the vehicle stopped, got the guy at gunpoint, and I believe he was 2 or 3 feet from running over some kids at the time. So he saved a bunch of lives that night. So we want to recognize him. Lake Station wanted to recognize him. So we got him this plaque. It's a Chief Commendation Award to present to Detective Bradley Revere in recognition of your heroic and selfless service on July 3rd, 2025, on the City of Lake Station Independence Day Celebration Parade. Your swift and courageous action in stopping an intoxicated driver traveling the wrong way through the parade route prevented a potential tragedy. Your decisive intervention safeguarded the lives of numerous spectators, including the children, and exemplified the highest standard of dedication and bravery in law enforcement.
After these guys used to be here.
Outside of that, I'm really proud of the guys. We are getting the equipment that we need. As you guys know, our serious violent felonies, we have a 100% arrest rate. So we really set the example that if you come to New Chicago and do something stupid, we're gonna find you, we're gonna catch you, we're gonna send you to jail. Most people know. I had a guy tell me that he would rather drive 10 miles out of the way than drive to New Chicago. So,
Wait, that's right.
so, I mean, he thought he was insulting me, but I'm like, oh. We pretty much have become a self-sufficient department. We pay pretty much everything ourselves without costing the town a dime. That's about it.
That's it?
Yep.
Police Commission.
We had our meeting on Monday,
Mhm.
and we talked about overall, building the department incentives to keep people, things like that. Discussed, whatever was going on, how many tickets were written, everything like that. The main thing I wanted to bring up tonight was before we had amended the work rules, I believe, where the second in command would take a car home in case chief was not available, being sick or at school or whatever. Is that still in effect? Because I think it's probably vital that we have the second in command taking the car.
I believe it's still in effect. If
Okay.
the chief is not available, then the second in command does.
Because we'd like that to be in effect if it wasn't, because I know we changed it when it, I don't remember who it was. Jack was here, because chief was going to school and stuff like that, and classes. So I just think if he's not available, second in command's gonna have to run with no lights and sirens in his personal vehicle.
Yeah,
Probably not a smart thing to do. So I would hope that we would, still be able to honor that.
yeah, but he has to make sure he is notified that it is only while the chief is gone. Otherwise, the car stays here. He doesn't have a car to take home all the time. You know what I'm saying?
I don't remember, I thought we let the second in command take it home all the time
No,
last time.
mm-mm,
No.
Change that?
no, we did not. Only when the chief was gone could he take a car home.
I said, can we change it?
We can change it.
It's gotta make, somebody's gotta make a
I-
motion. and
I-
take a vote.
Personally, and we talked about it, me, Tony, and Chief and myself, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a person with a second car just in case, because anything can happen. God forbid he's not available for some reason, at least we have somebody that can respond quick enough without using their personal vehicle. That's my only concern.
Yeah, if something were to happen for the chief where he couldn't be here,
Right, I mean,
an unplanned incident.
Yeah,
It-
but
it
the
would
thing
be
of it
good
is,
to have
if the
the
chief
second-
isn't here, there is an officer on duty, right?
There should be.
But if somebody in command staff, I'm saying, if the chief's not available, we need somebody that's some sort of frank command staff to be here, if there's a serious issue. That's the only thing that's what we discussed. So if you,
Motion, secondly, Commander.
Somebody make a motion?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean,
How does that work with our insurance?
it would be a to and from situation, and it'd be a privilege. Obviously, we have
I
to.
mean, he
get-
can't be taking it out grocery shopping.
That's what I'm saying. So we got tracking on the car, right?
Yeah,
So we can track everything. If the person is not abiding by the privilege, then it gets taken away.
And who is this person?
Corporal would be second in command, Corporal Dixon. I just think it would be good to have somebody as a backup with a car, because wherever he lives, I don't know where he lives offhand, but to come from his house in an emergency situation with no lights and sirens.
but he's covered by insurance, correct?
The insurance, as far as I understand, the insurance should cover whether they're driving it in town, out of town, wherever.
yeah, it would.
But
We're gonna need a second, and then the council has to.
Does the council have any questions on it?
Okay, we got a first and a second, and then any other discussion or questions? It's time for a vote.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
And then Dave just seconded, all in favor, I
Okay,
guess.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Yeah,
The one that don't run.
That's any of them. That's any of them.
well, that could be any of them.
Yeah, that could be it.
Okay, is that all, John? You have
yes.
anything else?
Or, no, one more thing, sorry, I almost forgot. I know it wasn't looked at as wanting to be done in the past, but since we have very few paid officers, if maybe the privileges, we could think about maybe extending the privileges to them as well as kind of an incentive, because we are not as high paid as other departments.
As far as what? I mean,
Like having a take-home vehicle just doing
No.
work.
Our
Okay.
insurance will not allow that.
Okay, it was just a suggestion.
I mean, I wish I could, but our insurance will not allow that.
Right, just it's more for incentive reasons for a guy to want to stay here,
Mhm.
just
No.
something we're thinking about, because
No,
we can't.
we have an ordinance that there is no take-home car other
Okay.
than the chief.
Well, we were just thinking, we were brainstorming just we don't offer insurance, we can't offer that high pay, and that's not anybody's fault.
Yeah,
Just we can't do it. We were thinking of some kind of incentive line.
no, not at this
Yeah.
time, our insurance would not cover it. Okay. Okay, fire. Joe's not here.
Where's
Joe?
I don't know. I've tried to get a hold of him, I can't get a hold of him. Town manager,
Yesterday, we had a meeting with Hobart, Joe, me, Tammy, and Lloyd went, and, we're trying to negotiate some kind of, resolution for the contract. At this time, it's not feasible for us, so Joe is supposed to be looking into other options. Lloyd's gonna be looking into something, so until we try to figure out what we're gonna do, Hobart will cover us till the end of the year. We have,
Till the end of the year.
yeah.
Are we paid up with them till the end of the year?
Well, no, you gotta pay
No,
a
we
monthly.
pay monthly.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
first of the month, every month,
But we are covered, we have until the end of the year.
yes.
They didn't give us 90-day notice, so they can give us 90-day notice. They
But
did
still,
not.
that would give us 3 months.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
he'd like to work with us, but
yeah, but we can't afford that kind of money.
not what he's talking, so
No.
they're going to look into a few options on that. I gave you today, Zarmak approved that contract for the purchase of 3139 Michigan. I sent that over to Penny at Home Connection, we signed it. Everybody has a copy in their box, it was just done this morning, so if you haven't been up there, you don't have it. He said we're ready to go with it, everything looks good. So today, when I went to lunch, Evan Marsh was there. When I was coming back home, I stopped and They were taking, I sent Jim down there too to
Oh, yeah.
see,
They've
yeah.
done surveys.
So they were taking measurements and doing whatever they were supposed to do, so they're working on that. I talked to Carl Sender a couple days ago. He sent us, you have there about a rate increase for the water. I told him I'd like to hold off for right now until we see how much we're bringing in the next couple months, okay? He said with the increase, we'll bring in an actual annual $30,000 more, okay? But I don't wanna be gouging anybody if I don't have to,
No.
so.
Mm-mm.
We're still making a profit right now, so we can check and see in the next couple months if we think we need to raise it.
Okay.
Pittsburgh Tank has contacted us. As soon as they get with Robert, they'll come over and, look at the water tower, inspect it and see if we need anything done with it. They did get back with me.
Okay.
You have a bill here for Sender and Dalton for analyticals. That is for when we were partners with the township, so that will go in a file.
And how much was that one?
Mhm.
So that is not for any of our stuff, it's for
That's a
the
billion
joint
yesterday,
venture.
copy.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Circuit breaker.
Yes, that's what it was from.
Okay, I think that's all I have
Oh, Jesus.
right now.
Okay, Park Board?
All right, for Parks Board, lunch and learn, we're still getting about 30.
Averaging 30 a day, but we've gone up close to 50. So the turnout has been
Turnout's been really good
Greater
for
than-
us this year.
previous years.
So that's still going strong, that's going through July 25th still. We are still working with Robert on, doing walking paths through the park. Planting trees, we're still working on that. We are going through and getting internet service at Twin Oaks. We did get with T-Mobile, it's $29.75 a month for internet
For
service.
T-Mobile?
Yeah. And that would also allow us to have access to the cameras, without having to be down there, which would be nice.
We've had a lot of
Um,
trouble this summer.
so-
We need that.
Kind of going on with the trouble part. Sunday evening, there was a incident down at the park where a teenager threw a lit mortar over the garage building and into the basketball court where kids were playing. And we are working with the New Chicago Police Department to try and get the vehicle figured out because they turned into the park just before the flock camera could actually catch it. And when they left the park, they left at such a high rate of speed that my license plate reader couldn't even get them. So
They had to been going awful fast.
they essentially floored it.
Yeah.
And normally, like on our camera system, you're able to do a frame by frame, okay? And you do the frame by frame, and you see the car move just the slightest bit. This was moving 3 feet per frame.
Maybe even longer than that. I mean, it was like maybe 6 frames and they were out of the picture.
Yeah.
Wow.
And didn't even tap the brakes coming up to the corner of our parking lot in Tyler. So, there's that. I did want to ask Chief, would there be any cost to moving that flock back about another 20 feet just to ensure that no matter where they're turning to come into the park, that flock's gonna catch them if they're heading west?
Yeah, I had that added in the contract where we can move it,
Okay.
whatever location we want to without a charge.
They will come in more than 20 feet.
I'd go
No, they'll move it.
50 to 100 yards to the east if possible.
Okay.
Because that parking lot where it comes along the basketball court, you can squeeze into the park without.
I think the only problem we're gonna have, unless we move it from the north side to the south side, is the trees. The trees block the sun, the
Yeah,
solar panel towers charge.
Okay, but yeah, let's take a look at that, see if we can find a second.
But we probably can do it if we put it close to the stop sign on the south side, closer to the park.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's check.
Let me check,
Yeah, let's
because that
check.
side is north, is eastbound traffic, and we're
Yeah.
trying to catch the westbound traffic.
Yeah,
So I think that's why we picked that spot,
yeah,
but I'll call the engineers.
yeah, if you could, that'd be great. CDBG grant, we are moving forward with that. We had our public hearing during our last meeting also. We're looking at doing some sensory equipment this year. And there's also a water fountain, or a drinking fountain, I should say, that we're looking at installing with this grant that's ADA compliant. That would actually go, when you're looking at our garage door, that little cutout section there, we're looking at putting it there. It would have the normal drinking fountain, an ADA accessible one that's a little bit lower. It'll also have a water bottle filler
Those are nice.
That's nice.
that we're hoping will eliminate some of the water bottles getting left behind. You know, people might bring their own and fill them. It also has a dog fountain, so people are walking their dogs.
They don't, this doesn't have, you know how years ago, they had the metal, was a cover over the fountain so the water didn't come straight up?
Yeah.
Does that still have that? Because that's sanitized.
Yeah,
Kids put their mouths on that and
no, I'd have to look at the picture.
I don't know how they have them today.
Yeah, I'd have to look at the picture.
This is a brand new unit, so it would be whatever the state of the, is
Yeah,
state of the art.
Because, you know, years ago, you know, kids always put their mouths on that thing, and I
Yeah.
think they did away with that. I'm
Yeah.
not
I
sure.
don't think it has that. I think they're all kind of pressurized now to where they're not,
Yeah,
you know, really shooting.
their
high.
mouths are not touching nothing but water.
Right.
Okay.
So, and then also, the garage building does need a new roof. We have lost several shingles from the last few storms. We did get 4 different quotes, and Alamo was the cheapest out of all of them. And they were actually, out of the 4 quotes is what we got. They were the cheapest for the roofing. They were the only one that also gave us a quote for gutters, and with the gutters, they were 3rd cheapest. So we're going to be going with Alamo to get that fixed, because we lose many more shingles off that thing, we're gonna be spring leaks. So,
Yeah,
and then last, I did have Tammy advertise for next month for 2 appropriations. One is for our building fund, because we're only appropriating $1,500 in the building fund this year, because we hadn't gotten the check back for CDBG before the budget was completed last year. So that appropriation is just for the funds that are already there that we're gonna use for CDBG again. The other is an additional appropriation for, the parks, I call it the park general fund, our normal operating fund, to help cover the new roof and some of the other stuff that we've been doing this year to try and get things patched up before, you know, property tax cuts come from downstate.
well, hopefully they won't be.
Right. So, and that's all I had. Maureen, Tony, anything to
I
add?
think you got it.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Sale, September 6th.
Yes, so we're doing the townwide garage sale September 6th.
At the park,
So.
or
we're
you're
actually-
changing it up?
We're changing it up. And this is actually an idea that Kim had, John's wife. Was doing it as a townwide garage sale, because a lot of people don't want to have to drag their stuff down to the park, and I get that. So we're gonna advertise it as a townwide garage sale, we're gonna make up, you know, anybody who signs up, we're gonna do a nominal fee to sign up, anybody who signs up, we'll put a little star on the map as to where they're at, you know, and list, you know, say, Sharon, you decide to do it, you're gonna have clothes and dishes and stuff, we're gonna put, you know, whatever your address is, here's what they're gonna have, and, you know.
Yeah, a lot of communities have that,
Yeah, and then.
and I think it's good.
Yeah, and then we're still gonna offer spaces at the park, you
Yeah,
know, cause we did get some, you know, rummage, we also had some vendors that would come to that.
Craft and some
Well,
food.
some of
Yeah.
the people.
So it's gonna be a hybrid.
Yeah,
It'll be a hybrid.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it'll just generate even more because,
Okay,
you know, it's around town, but you don't have to haul stuff. And while you're there, you can come by the park. So,
okay,
I mean, we gotta make sense.
yeah, no, that's a good idea.
Is that it? Joe?
That's it.
Okay, thanks. Okay. Sewer,
Planning commission?
oh, I'm sorry, planning commission, I always miss them.
That's okay.
I think I'm gonna do away with the planning commission. I miss them all the time.
So shrimps, fish and, well, shrimps, chicken and fish, which is what their business name is gonna be now. It was just a business owner switch. They were approved. They already have their health department, their certificate from the health department, so we approved them to, you know, go up and get their license tomorrow from town hall.
Where are they located at?
Right next to Radiant News.
Oh,
Yeah, it's shrimps, fish, and chicken. Now it's gonna be shrimps, chicken, and fish.
oh,
It's a marketing idea. One said it was a marketing idea, so that's not good.
That's all we have.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, sewer, Mickey Anderson is going to be putting T's on the lift station in case of power outage. And what that's going to do, these T's, is if we lose the power, you'll still get the water. It will not affect the water flow in town. So that's going to be done sometime this month or the beginning of next month.
Okay.
Streets, they've been chipping.
CCMG to Sharon. Matt with the, having tell him about the streets, the contract.
All the paving,
Yeah, everything's been sent off already, but I told you guys that already, that when it was sent off.
Any idea when they're gonna start paving?
I have not heard anything yet when they're going to start paving. I haven't heard anything else since it's been sent off.
Because usually this time of year is when they start.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're gonna start real soon, we just don't know when, so.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
but everything's been taken care of. It's been signed and sent over and
When you do find out when they plan to start, so I know we have several roads
Yes.
getting done this
They're
year.
pretty, yeah.
If you could give me like the list of what order they plan to do it in, I'll make sure that's posted.
not always do they know what order they're
Well,
going
no,
to.
not always,
But
but.
kind of give a heads up
Yeah,
that
they
it's
can give
gonna
us some kind
start.
of heads
If we
up.
know where they're going to start at least.
Yeah.
So that way I can get it
And
put
we
out.
need to know because of the buses.
Right.
Oh, well, it's the summer, well,
Yeah,
you
well,
still
hopefully
have
they can
summer
get it
school.
done
I was
before
gonna say,
school.
school's coming up
I
soon,
know.
so.
August
Yeah.
13th, I think, is when it starts.
Indy goes back.
So as soon as I hear something, I will let you know.
Okay.
Okay, sanitation, I don't, there,
No, you guys are gonna have to look at the, contract, though. I
Okay.
think it's the end, you bring it to me.
Okay, so I pulled the contract that was signed last time. Pulled it today.
It's up at the end of this year.
It is up at the end of this year. It looks like it's, well, this one was signed in November of '22. So usually that's, I believe, looking at the previous contracts is when they do it. So it looks like there was an 80-cent increase each year.
Mhm.
So I don't know, I haven't heard anything about any increase for
When
the
we'll be
next
getting the
contract.
You'll be contacting her, so.
Yeah, they will contact me.
Does anybody, my question, do you have any problem with our garbage people?
No, I think they do
Absolutely
a
not.
wonderful job.
Okay, because Sharon had called state board last year, year before, we do not have to bid it out. If you
no,
guys are
we have
happy-
a follow through.
Right, if you're happy with it, then.
We can
we'll go
just follow,
through.
we don't have to vote on it. We have a
Once we
follow
get
through.
their price increase, because I'm sure they're gonna have to go up some.
Well, everything's going up.
No.
Look at gas.
Okay, water.
You have, well, Pittsburgh tank's coming out. Did you have anything else that, from Robert or anything?
No, I know nothing on water
Okay, I think we're good, so.
and storm water.
Oh, CCR reports, we're
Oh,
all done.
yeah, they
Okay,
are.
Joe put everything, took care of that. They are on the bill now because we didn't have the website for June. I sent it off to Item, I sent it off to Board of Health, I sent it to Tom Brown, the insurance company, and wherever, I posted it in 3 different places.
The library, the school,
Right, and one other place I
I
posted.
can't
it,
remember
so.
where we posted it before.
Oh, I posted it at our school too, elementary, because we got more people coming in there than we do at the, at the administration building, so. So everything's done with the CCR reports. I was getting a little worried there, so, because we usually do it in April, and.
Well, I didn't
get
think
it
nothing
back.
of it because Renzo usually takes care of that.
Yeah, but by the end of June, so it was taken care of, so. Anyway, so that's all done with water, so we get another year not to worry about it.
Okay,
Oh, also about water. I spent an hour on the phone this morning with the IRS. They sent us 2 checks for $946.50 to New Chicago Water Works. We do not know why we received
A
them.
refund?
A refund. So I called and the IRS does not know why they sent them to us either. So she advised me to type a letter stating that we did not know why we received this refund, send checks back. One of the checks I had already deposited, the other one I have. So we are going to write a check from water to the Internal Revenue Service or US Treasury and send it back to them. So when you see those, you know what's going on with those. And then as soon as I find out.
do you have the stub to the
This is
one
our
check you
electronic
deposited?
filing.
No, they don't, they just send just a check.
Just a check. They-
Mhm.
they
It doesn't
have a
even
stub.
have 941 on it, like, before they had sent a refund, it said 941, whatever quarter it was.
There's no check
Nothing.
number, no nothing.
No,
So
and they
this
don't
is-
know why.
This is our taxes that we pay in every 2
Mhm.
weeks, we call it in. For the quarter, they send her 2 checks back.
And we did not overpay, so, and I know we did not, so.
Well, just send them a letter.
And
They send
she's-
it back, just, you'll have to deposit it and put it to the side
Mhm.
and make a notation of it that this is what this is
Yeah,
for.
but they have nobody, they don't know
Right,
anybody
and
who
then I
writes the
asked
checks.
her, is there anybody that would know why we were sent these refunds, and she said no.
Okay.
Okay,
that's
any
it.
old business? Any new business?
I forgot to send you a report. So, this is the reporting period for the JAG grant that we got, the almost $99,000. So we have to report what we did or plan on doing with that money, so we don't get penalized. So we spent $105,000 on the radios. We're gonna pay that bill out of the Cal Allen money. And then send the receipt into JAG, because that's what I wrote the grant for, was for the radios. They would then reimburse us for the $98,500, whatever. Then Tammy would put that back into the Cal Allen fund. So realistically, out of $105,000 for radios, we spent about $6,500.
So you had gotten a grant for 98,000 and something, and you used that for the radios.
Yes.
So you didn't get that yet.
That it's a reimbursement grant, so we have to pay for the radios.
And then
Send
they're
them
gonna
the receipt,
reimburse
and they
you,
reimburse
and
us.
then you're gonna put it back, okay?
So they use Kyle's money to purchase them.
Mhm.
They'll Tammy will send them the receipts, then they'll send her the money.
Yeah, okay,
So Kyle's money will still be back over there, so.
okay. Is that it? Any new business? Legal report?
Nothing.
Nothing. Announcements? Any other business to come before the council? Open forum?
I'd just like to say, we were down there for the 4th of July thing for the community. We had a nice turnout, and we appreciate everybody that came out and helped. So anyway, it was no fireworks, but it was nice anyway. So we had horse rides,
You
dunk
can't have
tanks. We had nice things that didn't, and the community was very happy to be there. So anyway, just like to thank everybody who helped, so.
Okay. Did I say open forum?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, comments from the board members. I do have a comment. It's come to my attention that rumor is people are going around stating that if I miss 3 meetings, I will be off the council. That is not so. That is not a law. Wait a minute, Sue, let me finish.
I'm the one who said it, that if you miss 3 meetings, they can call downstate and ask you to be removed,
No,
Sharon.
they will not.
Okay,
They will
so
not.
where's the law?
No, I called State Board of Accounts. They said absolutely not.
Okay,
The
so
only way that I can be taken off this council.
nobody's gonna remove you.
I'm just saying is if I resign or if I move out of town or if I die.
Okay,
Now, I called Michelle Fabian at the election board at county.
Mhm.
She referred me to the Indiana Election Division.
okay.
So I talked to them.
Okay.
No, absolutely
Well,
not.
and why I said that, Sharon, is Effie Witten, if you remember, back in the 70s, got sick over in Lake Station. And those of you who've been around a long time, you know who Effie Witten was. She sat on the council and she was in a nursing home for 2 years. And they made a big stink about it, that she was still getting a check but never could attend the meetings. I believe they passed the law downstate because of Effie Witten. That's what I remember.
No, they passed a law, because she told me downstate just recently, because in one of the counties down there, that they had a councilman, a man, that was not very good. He ended up in jail. So they did pass a law
Okay,
that he could be removed from the council, but it was the council that had to do it. In order to get somebody off a council, you've got to go through a whole
nobody's
big.
trying to get anybody
No,
off
I'm
the
just saying
council.
it will take
Okay.
forever. You have to write a letter, you've got to go to the judge.
Sharon, I just remember the law from the 70s. If the law has been changed, then I misspoke,
Well,
okay?
I keep hearing this over and over and
Who
over.
are you hearing it from? I told Brenda. Who else are you hearing
Oh, I
it
heard
from?
it from others. You had mentioned it all in the office, Sue, that a lot of people are saying that I should step down.
Absolutely not, Sharon.
That in the office, it was said,
Absolutely not.
and that's what I'm hearing.
Well, you're hearing wrong.
Well, I'm not
Absolutely
going,
not.
I'm letting everybody know I'm not going nowhere.
That's a good thing.
Okay. I just want it out there. I'm tired of hearing about it.
Well, I don't know who you're hearing it from, but I wish you'd give me a name afterwards and we'll confront them.
And then I was also told to contact Ripe on this, so he was aware of it.
Yeah, well, that's fine. He's the new chairman for the election board. That's fine.
So,
But I don't think Repay made the law.
no, he didn't make the law, but this law doesn't pertain to me.
Sharon, like I told you, I was the one who mentioned it because of the 70s. I thought there was a law passed and we're gonna check
It
on
was,
it. and find it.
it was a pass back then. This law I was speaking of was just passed.
No, this was back in the 70s where it was passed.
Well, this one was just passed. It was
Okay.
a county down south.
Yeah, so.
So,
But you're
okay,
not going anywhere. How's that?
yeah. I'm not,
I know you're not.
unless
Make a
I,
motion to adjourn.
unless it's 6 foot under. All right. All right. Do I have a second to,
I'll second.
all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carried. Meeting's over.